Hello, this is QM, short for Quentin McLeod, and what I'd like to discuss today is the graphical difference between the PS4, Xbox One, and the Wii U. And as you know, Shannon has come out to say that, if you're having trouble, making a pretty looking game on the Wii U, it's not the fault of the hardware. And I want to elaborate a little bit more on that. A lot of people are looking at the specs on the Wii U and saying that the specs don't match up to the Xbox One and the PS4. And they're right, they don't. But this time around, I believe that you're not going to see much of a difference between the Wii U, Xbox One, and the PS4 in terms of graphical power. And I'll go ahead and elucidate more on that. I believe at this stage, like I said, you're not going to see much of a difference, and I believe it's really dependent on artistic style in these games. Now, as you know, the PS4 and the Xbox One both run on the x86 PC architecture, which developers have been using and exploiting for a while, so they really know how to program for this architecture, so there aren't any hidden quirks. Now, as you know, developers are pretty much maxing out the PS4 and the Xbox One, mostly due to the fact that these systems are, they're treading known territory, so it doesn't really take much for them to utilize their full potential. Now, a lot of the games on the Xbox One, PS4 that we're seeing now are having difficulties running at native 1080 at 60 frames a second. This may be due to several things. It could be because that developers are trying to create a graphical leap between the previous generation, the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and this current one with the Xbox One and PS4. In their attempt to do so, they're having trouble getting the games to run very smoothly. And this is why I say that the differences in graphical power is becoming less apparent. And it's going to be more so dealing with art styles to actually get the games to shine, as opposed to pressing the graphical proudness of these systems. So right now, because the game's rather early, you might see, a somewhat, I'll say not a significant difference, but you'll see a small difference between PS4, Xbox One's graphics compared to the Wii U, because the Wii U is still untapped. There's a lot of power in the Wii U that developers aren't utilizing. Whereas the PS4 and the Xbox One, it's known architecture that developers have been working with for a while, so they're able to pull more power out of those systems currently. So I believe that if you get about a year maybe, you would see that the Wii U's games will most likely look very, very similar to PS4 and Xbox One games. So for some reason, people are really hung up on the specs on these systems, and I'm not really too sure as to why, but honestly, in about a year, none of these specs are going to matter. It's really going to come down to art style, and that's it. That's all it's going to come down to.